Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody at World of Step doing right now? Waiting for people to come in. Hope you guys are doing really good. We are setting ourselves up for one of two final interviews. We have had total of 34 interviews the past 3 weeks, and we are doing we have our third to last interview with Royal Vision. So I'm just tagging up their names in here. That's why I'm looking at the screen a little bit. And then I will get excited. So what's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? Thank you so much for following World of Step. We are live on Backstage right now. My name is Remo. And Backstage is a new digital series that highlights competitors around the world competing specifically in the virtual competition or international competition. So we have had the honor today of having an interview with Royal Vision. Right now competing this week, we have the large groups competing. This is our final week of competition leading up to next week's live award show. That's right, we're gonna have a live award show. I can't say too much of what's gonna happen, but I don't think the World of Step is ready to see what we have planned, and that's what we've been building up to, really trying to put all the logistics together. Additionally, really excited because Large Weeks shuts down tomorrow. That means we will know who our final competitors in the lineup for next week, Battle Week. So Battle Week, all the routines that were chosen from the small group, solo and duets, this group, and that's right, yesterday's Battle Royal, those who competed will all go head to head. So really excited about this opportunity and what's happening, and then it kicks off to convention. So right now, there we go. We have Royal Vision. Taking live to Royal Vision right now to Miss Monique, who's coming on board. That's competing this week for a large group. So are you there, Miss Monique? So for those,
I'm
hi,
here.
how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I feel like, what are we? Every week we're talking. Every week we have.
I know. That sounds like every week I'm on here now.
Yeah, I brought my coffee this time. I was like, I had to change it up. You've spoken to everyone. You've spoken to Ed, Dabe. But we're setting up the schedule. They're like, no, Remo, you have to go now because we're with her every week.
We're out. Yeah. We're recycling back.
We're recycling back. Well, thank you so much for being on with us today.
Of course. Thank you for always having me.
Thank you. So if you guys are logging in right now or seeing this, or will see this later on, we are live on Backstage with Royal Vision Step Team, Miss Monique. And not only has she, as we mentioned, 3 times, she is currently competing with her team here, large group. Her teams already have the solo duets have moved forward. We have the small groups that won awards this week.
Yes.
And now the large group will be the presentation that's being up to you guys. You have to vote for her. So Ms. Monique, please let them know a little bit about who you are and about Royal Vision specifically, and who you are in Royal Vision.
Yes. So again, I am Monique Achu, the head coach for Royal Vision. It's also backed by 2 other coaches, which is Michaela Dauphin and Shireen Johnson. And we are the Black Girl Magic behind Royal Vision Step Team. Royal Vision is out of Mott Hall Bridges Academy, which is in Brownsville, Brooklyn. So Brooklyn stand up, where we believe it doesn't matter what your zip code is, excellence can come from anywhere. So we really push this idea of it just doesn't matter. You are meant to be great. You are descendants of royalty, so you need to show the world that you're great. So that's our philosophy for all things. We just happen to have this year, our theme really is heavy on royalty. But that is something that we hold true to who we are. Like, we are descendants of greatness, and we need to behave and act that way on the stage and off the stage.
Now, one of the things that was so interesting about your routine specifically, and if you could mention it, you had a group of, it's a large group, which is not a difficult thing to do, that's competing. Can you let them know a little bit about the name of your routine and what exactly they were doing?
Yeah, so we changed it up in particular for the World of Step competition. So we took this opportunity to, have our 8th graders be separate from, usually our team always competes all together. So this team in particular that's going up right now is our 6th and 7th graders, which there was a lot of talk around, can our 6th and 7th graders hold it down without the season? We call our 8th graders, or people who've been on the team for long, our seasoned steppers. So again, our theme this year, that's why I was like, when we started this year, I'm like, you know what, I want to go hard talking about us being kings and queens of greatness in a world and time in which sometimes people of color, young people of color, can be seen as having no value, no substance. We're not always told that we're great and wonderful. So it's honestly, of course, it's us bragging about us being greatest, but it's a message for everybody. All young brown and black children are great and wonderful, and we are descendants of royalty and greatness. And we're saying it and behaving that way, but we believe all young people should be out here acting and being that way, because they are, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise. So we do, I mean, that our braggadocious stuff is, of course, for the performance space, but it's about having the nerve and audacity as young black and brown children to do that.
Yeah.
Because it's true.
Well, I think that's always been the something that if anyone has ever seen your organization perform or step, and I know the routine, well, let me ask you, the routine that's currently in the competition that is being viewed, did you submit the DC routine or the New York routine?
The DC, we didn't do New York because I had like a whole birthday thing going on that weekend. I'm like, y'all, we're gonna have to go to DC, which I was excited about going to DC, but I was like, when I saw the calendar, I was like, these plans been set. So I got to be on a beach, but coaches need time to regroup. So we submit both as all the DC shows. So I'm really so happy that DC happened before all this, because it's like really right on the cusp. Because 2 weeks later, everything shut down. So it was like a straight up blessing for us to be like, let's do DC. Why not? It's not that far. We can make it happen. It'll be a great trip for all of us.
Well, that's what the reason I asked you is because a lot of the teams that have come on that we've spoken to, they've been having to decide whether they're going to do the New York, the DC. It was always that decision. But for you guys were literally at the cusp of before COVID. And
yes,
the reason that now with COVID-19, all of World of Steps events are going to be before March now. Everything's before March to happen. But you're one of the things that we loved about your routine specifically was how much the kids dominated. There was a big domination on that stage when they got in. What was it that you taught them, or what is it that brings out to them that when they get on that stage, they just completely dominate? And it was even when because I'm a stepper, so I know when they're messing up on cue, on lines and stuff like that. But you have to, well, let me be clear. You can only tell it not because if you're a stepper, if you're standing in the angle that we were at, because we were on the
side, of course.
Yeah.
But when you're on the side, you see everything, and you're like, ah.
But what I really loved about it was that even when they knew they were off on certain spacing, they controlled the stage. The performance was very big on their routine. Like, how did you train them to literally execute so smoothly as you did?
Well, I think when you're working with like the younger group, and that's my thing, because we weren't that far into the season for them. So a lot of them, this might have been some of their second show, second competition, third competition, possibly at this point, maybe third competition for some of them. So I already know when they're younger, everything is just not quite clean. I mean, they're still not quite there. So my push for them is you have to sell it no matter what. So your precision might be a little, not as concise as the next team, but you need to sell it so much that people are almost so distracted by how much you're commanding the space that folks are like, I'm enjoying it so much. Like, I'm so distracted by how dominant you have to show them that's the unexpected thing. That's what I like to be known for.
You, those members on the team that performed, the ones that are doing large group right now, were they new members or they veterans?
The majority of them are new. There's a couple out of that group, maybe two of them had been on the team. They're in their second year. The majority of them, first year steppers, first year on Royal Vision.
Are you still practicing with them? Are you still doing practices with them and engaging with them? And how's that?
I do. I had practice up until 5 today. I had practice, and I divided up right now because it's just easier when you're trying to look at something. So I had 6th grade at 3 o'clock, and then at 4 o'clock I had 7th grade. And right now my 8th graders are kind of transitioning, so then I just kind of talk to them and just check in with them because they're about to be in that high school life. But yeah, we have one more practice next week. You have to keep it going. I feel like you have to You can't just be, for me, I just can't be like, oh, that's it. No, no, they have stuff. People have assignments.
How did they
It's still
feel?
happening.
Now, the season did get cut short, but now with the virtual competition, how do they feel this week competing? Are they nervous? Are they excited? Like, how do they feel about the competition? Well, first, I want to know, how do the solos feel when you told the solos they played?
Shiley was like, as we should.
Like I said, that's why she got amazing confidence. Shy ain't shy. Okay.
She's like, as we should. So they were super excited because you just didn't know there's a lot of great talent on in these competitions right now. I'm just looking at people's stuff like, oh my God, they're excellent. They're excellent. So it's really great to be awarded and stand out and have judges see that, so they feel really great. Even our small group one, where
amazing confidence again.
Yeah, I was like, that's so great. And that really makes me excited, because that's what I tell them. I say, you just have to, at the end of the day, you tell them, even in practice, if you mess up, it's not really about the mess up, it's how you recover. If I see it on your face, if you look like that thing has destroyed you, then you destroy the show. So you have to, if I tell them, I was like, if you mess up, you need to make people think, did they do that on purpose, or was that supposed to be part of the routine? That's what people need to behave. So you need that confidence, that I said, you have to behave that way. Like at the end of the show, when you're off the stage, you can be mad and kick and be whatever. But during that show, we need to, only you and I know the routine. People need to be like, what, did they do that on purpose? So I was really excited about that. Like, I was like, y'all have to like own it completely, become these people on stage.
Well, and I think what's important is that there's a reason why the World of Step decided to include tap, hip hop, and soul into the competition. And our main goal was to align ourselves with the dance world, to remind them that stepping is part of dance, and that we have certain principles that are very much alike than different. The only difference is that we create our tool is our body, where it's the same thing for other dancers, but we literally make the sound. Like their body is a tool to move their bodies around, but we usually use our bodies to create sound. So it's like, imagine somebody stepping every day. What we're doing is stepping on our bodies to create the sound.
Yes.
But we're still emulating the performance, a direction of stage, front of stage. We're still hitting the corners. We're still performing. We're still acting.
All the stuff.
Full costume. So
your formations, all those things.
Everything. Everything. So if you really look at the rules of the World of Step, they're really aligned to the dance world on purpose. To see that we are just like the other dance world, but we wanted to do it under the World of Step and invite them so they come to our house. And so the other dance forums can be like, wow, this is Step. And when they leave our competition to a Star Dance Alliance or to a Next Star, any of the big ones, they can be like, oh my God, I did World of Step. You have to do it because it was such a great experience.
Yeah.
Were your kids that compete in this competition? Because like I mentioned, in hip hop, we have show teams. We have Hop from the Lamplighters.
Yes.
How do they feel that coming into this competition, are they open to incorporating, and if they have not incorporated more dance genres into your routine outside of solely step? Did they open up their eyes and maybe seeing something that stood out that you didn't think of before?
I hadn't heard them particularly say anything. I think they've just been like, this is really like cool. Like there's other, like, oh, there's people from all over. And I think I may have shared that before, like this idea of, and I think that's what's really cool about it, is that there's people all over the world doing, or one, competing in this, and then two, doing step or doing other, we get so, especially young folks, it's feel like if it didn't happen in my block, it never happens. They can be very limited. So this has really expanded their mind. So they're like, oh, Mr. Chu, there's people from West Africa on there. Did you see that? Did you see United Kingdom? I was like, I follow it too. So
well, I have to commend you. The routine is excellent. And
thank you.
And the kids, we hope, just so that you know what's coming, all the competitors that compete in the World of Step competition receive a certificate for participating that's signed by myself and Chuck Maldonado.
That's wonderful.
He signed all the certificates. We have our signature the same, but he signed both of the certificates, and you're going to get them in the mail. The kids will get that, and hopefully you can give it to them.
Yes.
The second of it is that we have convention next week. We have it, either way, you're going to Battle Week, so you know you're going to Battle
Yeah.
Week.
Yes.
So whether you're going with the large group or not, but next week the big highlight is convention, and we have so many surprises. And for those who are watching us now, I'm just going to say a few now that we haven't announced yet. You know, we have the on-demand classes, right? So we have light feed,
Right.
contemporary fusion, jazz. I mean, they're just phenomenal classes. You're also going to see live interviews inside there from that you've never seen before, with Chuck, myself, Joe. You're going to see the history of Stepmaster Jay, of how the 90s hip hop, there's just, oh my God. There's just so,
that's amazing.
It is. There's so much historical component into the convention that we were trying to do live that it's actually free for the performers. So we want to make sure that
That's
you guys
awesome.
take advantage of it. You send out that email confirming and saying,
Yes.
I am in convention. Here's my team. Give us our access code.
Mm-hmm.
We want you to take advantage of that. But we also have live IG interviews. So, you know, we have Dance 411. And Dance 411 is like really big in Atlanta. She was from Block, Miss Sydney. She owns it. And she's going to be talking about the industry and how you guys can get into the industry as choreographers, as coaches. And we're going to be taking questions live. So whatever question
That's awesome.
you guys may have, she's ready to answer. She's going to be very blunt and direct. So please tell the kids, it's the full itinerary of IG, I'm telling you, is literally on the website under Convention Week. You can see everything.
Okay.
You can plan your schedule next week with us. Literally,
Yes.
the times. We're gonna
I do need to go look at it then.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Tap classes. We're gonna have a tap class from one of the choreographers named from Star Dance Alliance, is a real top choreographer, so she'll be there. And then we're gonna close our convention with C. Brian Williams from Step Africa. So.
Oh my gosh!
So
that's amazing.
Yes, Miss Monique, this is the world of Step. Did you expect anything but that?
No, I should not have. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I love Step Africa.
And it's a woman running it. Did you expect anything but that?
No, my gosh.
Women are
that's
powerful.
yeah, say that.
Yes. Yeah. So, and it's all part of their convention package as free. So, you know, it's a big week ahead, and we want you guys to get excited about it. So, you know, Battle Week is huge. So we're still going to have the battle going on. The large award shows will be on Wednesday at 12. And then on Saturday is going to be the big award live show. And we have some really big planned, really big for you guys. We're setting it up like the Emmys with the faces out there. And when you say the names are going to come out. We're really making this experience.
Wow.
Yes.
I'm really impressed. I love it. I love it.
So
love it. Y'all are really doing great work right now.
And we want you guys to stay excited. And one of the comments that we received, and the reason I'm telling you all this is that the teams that are around the country, like Thailand and all the interviews that we've been doing, you are our 35th interview since the competition right now.
Wow.
35th interview, and it's all available on World of Step. You can see all the interviews, but they specifically were talking about the New York teams, and they talked about, and I know one of them had mentioned your team specifically, and how they dominated the stage, and they liked the lighting, and they talked about the presence. So there's a lot of excitement from the outside the United States about your team. How do you feel,
wow?
How do you feel like about that? Like the world is like watching, and they're like, and now you get to kind of, you know, when you do these classes, the on demand, and you do the live classes, you get to communicate with them. Like how exciting that now somebody will be like, "Hi, how are you, Real Vision? I saw your routine now from like Thailand." And what's happening?
I'm so honored and really honestly humbled by that, because Royal Vision started with some, you know, we were real crunchy in the beginning. It took a long time to get to it, you know, with anybody knows it, like, at least I'll speak for it. It just took a long time to build up the program to where it was like, all right, now we're really rocking and children are understanding.
Autopilot.
Yeah, like to be like, you know, to be, people be like, Royal who? What? To now be like, people in Thailand are saying, oh, you have a great show. I'm really like humbled and honored by that. I mean, I work hard, the other coaches work hard, and really my steppers work hard and go hard for us, our community. So it's just really, really great to hear that, especially, you know, all the validation. I'm like, all that yelling at practice, it's paying off.
Well, you know what, Coach, right now we also launched today, as of today starting until next week, we have the Coach of the Year. And the Performer of the Year. So you or your kids can nominate themselves, or you can nominate yourself, and you will be named the International Coach of the Year. or it's around the world. Anyone compete, and whoever wins will be
Okay.
with our first coach. So we want you to apply. And it's really simple. You just have to be a minimum of a year, and you have to be able to willing to go live and tell your story with us. And you should apply, because I think it's apparent what you're doing with these children and how it's growing and where they're going. But like, what are your plans now? Let's talk about. I know you're gonna go hard for Battle Week. This is our 3rd week of interview, so I know what the hell you're doing. I know your influencers. If you don't know who influencers are, go to 3 stories ago. It's all on worldofstep.com. Weekly interviews. She's on there too. She's on there another time.
I'm on there several times.
But what would you next year? So next year we are doing 2 regionals. We're going back to New York, DC, and then we're going to do a pop-up, a surprise pop-up in one of the markets. And then we're going to head to Peru, and then we're heading to West Africa and coming back to convention. So now the question is, we've been asking the question to the teams: are you going to go on the road with us? And if so, what would be the market that you're interested in going on? Because we're setting everything up now so that people can fundraise, GoFundMe. Like, all our trips are going to be educational based. You know, it's about the tours and, you know, opportunities, our partners. What's your plan? What do you feel like you want to do? And where would you be most excited to go out of the
you know, my dream, honestly and truthfully, would be if if I could pull off West Africa. I'm not like, that's a whole nother that's like a, I have to do that the next year. I'd have to really, really get my fundraising engines on there. But I do really enjoy this, and we were just about to start getting in this Maryland, Virginia market space, because it's close. It's a great trip. And you find people in New York always have people in these areas as well. So you then also have, like, family comes out still. Yeah. And it's easy, accessible for parents. And they always have, oh, I have a cousin, I have somebody. So I'm definitely like about entering that market, because I feel like we still bring, even though no matter where we go, we're going to bring our own whatever. But I like, it feels also like home a bit to go into that market. So I'm definitely about that, whether it be DC, Maryland, VA area, because that's what the dream is, to have Royal Vision like really stepping across state lines. If I had the funds that I needed, we would be everywhere. I want to go to.
You don't want to go international?
I do. I was like, but how? my little step budget, I'd be able to take one stepper.
So what we're going to do during convention week, we're launching next week. We're gonna, part of the things we're launching a coaches council, and the coaches council is we're gonna start preparing and advising you on game plans to how to fundraise, and the idea is, if we come together as a council and say we have 5 organizations as a council, say, as a council, we're going to commit to raising this amount of money. And with this amount of money, this is the goal, to spread out to our teams to travel. It becomes a lot easier, because some organizations have bigger funding than others. And I think most of the important thing of World of Step is really creating a council, really creating the support system for our coaches that will come together, not only talking about the business of STEP, but investing in each other. So there may be people that has a bigger budget that says, okay, I can be part of this council, and I'm going to commit 20% of my budget into this council. That means 20% for one team may be 2,000, 20% for you for 200. But guess what? It's not going to be 200 for World Vision. That 2,200 gets spread around equally. And that's where we're trying to create like an investment fund for our coaches, and that's one of the things we're working on. So don't get detested and be like, I don't have money. No, that we're gonna. And our goal is, if we hit mark, okay, now we got our team to go. Now we gotta get our family to go. Now we got our cousins to go. We want to keep that.
Yes, exactly. No, I love it. That's why I was like, that West Africa would be. That is a dream right now in my head, to take my steppers to West Africa. My God.
Well,
so
we can't coach. I hate no, and I hate not making something happen. So if there's a dream, there's a way. If there's a way, there's a possibility. And you got to throw that shit
Amen to that.
Throw that shit out to the universe, but just
yeah, you're right. Amen to that. Let me speak it right now from my lips to God's ears. So yes.
We want coaches like you to really be involved in the councils, and really coaches like you to travel the world for your kids' experiences and for yourselves. And that's something, we're doing for my studio's doing, AOS Down Studio. They committed. They said, you know what? The parents was like, our goal is we're going to do World of Step, obviously, as a studio, but we want to start now, hit the ground running, to try to fundraise for the thing, for the AOS.
Yeah.
We're going to commit as a council this. And I'm like, okay, great. And everybody has different needs, but I think you should join the council. I think it'll benefit your team. And it'll be a good opportunity for fundraising, that you're not alone, because coaches feel like they're alone. If you come.
No, it does. It does sometimes feel like I do appreciate, as the time has gone on within the New York market, like we've really gone, because we've seen each other so much, of course, that it's grown to be like a nice step family. But starting out, it can be a real lonely place. So I've always have this thing where for new coaches, I see one of my parents' moms on there. For new coaches, I always want to embrace them. Even I love the Hawkettes. And we before this was happening, she was like, we don't have the funding for a bus. She's like, I heard you're going to the same competition. Could we ride with y'all? And I was like, yes, come on, because I know what that is. We have to, even though we're competing, but we are a step family, and we need to treat that like everybody wants to. But at the end of the day, your children are my children. So I was like, especially us, we're actually literally maybe around the corner from each other in the community. Of course, I was like, yes, come on, let's share a bus. I happen to have the school cover in mind. We're all going the same way. You're literally around the corner. Bring your children. And that didn't happen just because then COVID happened. But I'm about that, because it's not fun to do this work in isolation. It's not. Well, and it shouldn't be.
We have to break it up, right? Because I think sometimes we're very, like you said, we're very narrow-minded and isolated from the point of view of saying, stepping, we're here, we're big here, but really, outside of New York or outside of certain territories, no one knows who the hell you are. I've had conversations around the world with different people, and they're like, I don't know who the hell these people are. They're like, and that's when it hit us, like, oh my God, we really got to bridge these gaps. But also, we got to give these opportunities to these kids that the dance world has. Like, dance world gets to travel all over the world. They
go everywhere.
Everywhere. Yeah. Schools ready to open up, but until we start changing the format of how we're doing things, and until we start really showing the opportunities that our kids could have, we're not going to get financial backing from schools. We're not going to get financial backing from corporations. It's just not going to happen. So, we are changing it up, and I'm so excited that you and yourself and a couple other coaches that I just, I really feel like you guys are definitely going to benefit in everything that we're doing, because you just absorb it and you ride with it. And I'm excited about that, because you guys are you are the world of step. You are living in it. That's your life. That's your world. And it's about you defining what the world is, right? We're just a platform for you to tell your story. So
which we appreciate.
Well, I'm so glad, because Convention Week, the entire week, our theme is I am the world of step, and we want people to tell their story of world of step. What is your world of step like? What is theirs? Those are stories that need to be told, and we wanted to do our convention live, was to have people submit videos and then air it all at convention. That it's not going to be able physically, but I want to thank you, and really, like I've told you in the last time, I told you, continue what you're doing, because you are impacting so many lives. And lastly, for people who are new watching this, she went on live with us and talked about her remote learning and the implementation of remote learning with the kids, still getting them active. Can you talk about that a little bit more? What you did with the remote learning?
Yeah, so every week I had a different step challenge, step homework for them that was due. They had a week to get it done, and then I kept a chart, and so it was something they had to submit virtually, and it was a mix of things. Like I said, I'm now at the last challenge. I did 10 throughout this whole time, but it could have been I would send a YouTube video of a step that we have done that they needed to do that they hadn't learned. I had one where they took a lot of those pictures that I've been using for posting of them posing. I had one where they had to do basically do a picture of your selfie and then do a picture of your step self. So this almost what is your step ego? And I said a lot about your step superpower. So that's how I got those pictures. I did one week where they had to create a stroll. Another week where they were doing a stroll that we already had. I did a variety of things, because one, you want to keep their creative juices flowing. And a lot of good stuff came out of that. The strolls that my steppers created, I was like, these are good. I was like, I need to use all of these. I had them also do a step. I was like, these are good. I had them do create a step. So I looked at some, I was like, actually, we could put these two things together and create a new step. I really wanted to tap into the creativity, because that's what would really happen that's what happens during our practice. Someone comes in and we're like, oh, Mr. Chu, I have something, let me show you. And I'll be like, oh, that actually is good. Let's see if we put that. So I wanted that same energy to go, but I just did it virtually. So every week, and then I kept a chart so they could see what they're missing as far as their challenges, if they're missing anything. And then I have virtual practice every week, around the same time we have it on Thursdays, where we've been doing step. It's not, that's why I broke it up in grades, because it's harder when a bunch of them are on there and trying to see what people are doing. But I realized you had to keep the energy going. So I just do things. I just thought about my practice and what happens. How do I kind of get that essence back, and just did it virtually. So, because I know children have phones, they're over there recording TikToks, they can send stuff to me.
When do their season officially ends for you?
We are officially ending the end of May. So literally the end of May, because then what I usually would have, I have spring tryouts and I have fall tryouts. Spring tryouts are for those who are, I make all my steppers retry out. You don't just, oh, I'm on the team next year. Nope, that's not how that works. Everybody has to retry out. So the spring tryouts are for them, and also anybody in the school who is a seventh, going into seventh or going into eighth, who may have been like, oh, I'd like it. And then the fall is for the incoming new sixth grade children. That's how we do it. So I'm going to do virtual tryouts in June. So basically the end of this month is kind of like the wrap up of the season.
Well, we have a surprise launching next week for the summer, and we're going to be launching an Olympics this summer.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
We are launching an Olympics that's going to be a virtual competition hosted in Thailand, Peru, and stuff. So we're going to be launching the information come Wednesday.
That's
and it's
fascinating.
In July, and but it's good. We have some crazy ideas that we're going to be. We put our heads together, some of the coaches, and we thought about everything we've always wanted to see. Like, just imagine if that Royal Vision team from when you first started can compete against a team now, because they were just as good, and you have that footage. Just imagine the possibility. You ever had those conversations? So we're looking at ways that some of our true performances can compete, and some of ways that our coaches are. We're throwing it out. We're testing it out this summer, the Summer Olympics. And
that's cool. That's super cool.
Thank you. The idea is that we're gonna have every 2 years. Now the convention World of Step will happen every year. That won't change. Every 2 to 3 years, we're gonna have the Olympics of Step, because it's about time that we have.
That's
something.
awesome.
So
that's awesome. I love it.
You guys can join us for the first Olympics.
I love it. I love it. And I usually do like a summer boot camp anyway. So that's amazing.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It'll be really fun. And then also, again, for you, as you know, your teams are competing into Battle Week, and going into Battle Week, the top three teams to win a place will automatically be chosen to represent World of Step internationally. So we'll be using your images and your faces and all marketing materials in Peru and West Africa. How excited are the kids that their faces will be there?
I know. Y'all famous.
They may not go, but they're flyers. And to show that it's true, our partners are going to be taking pictures of the flyers and the posters that they post, and in commercial marketings in the streets, they're going to be blasting it out to make sure that campaign gets out there.
That's amazing.
Thank you. No, Coach, thank you. Is there, we talked a lot about what we're doing next week. We wanted to get it out there, but what would you like to tell people? I know that they know that you're moving on with those other groups, but this is your large group. Let them know why they should vote your large group in coming up this week to go into battle, and why is that important for you?
I think it just shows, like, voting for my large group. And again, I'll say these are the beginners, believe it or not. This is where the real heart is. Not to say my older, but like they're bringing everything to show, almost like they deserve to be on this team. Just because I'm young and I'm fresh and I'm green doesn't mean I can't bring it. And I think that alone should be like, give them a vote for that. Like, the fact that your big brothers and big sisters are not there. So it's almost kind of like we don't need them to hold it down. Like, we got this, and we want to show everyone and prove everyone we've been doing what we needed to do in practice to make people proud. So that alone, the heart, the tenacity that the young ones have is worth that vote. Some people are like, oh, how do you should probably have a team. They shouldn't step into, oh, hold off on that. No, I'm like, they need to get that experience. Y'all need to, it's either sink or swim, baby. And that's what and they swam.
They did. And if you guys are looking for a team that definitely represents the reflection of their coach, Royal Vision will take you through. Whether they win or lose, they have such a sportsmanlike attitude, love for the sport, that it's not going to be rather whether they win or lose, they're going to play the game. And if you're looking for someone that's going to represent the game in the long term, then I think that you have your money on Royal Vision. If you really love stepping, you can have your money on that.
Thank you.
Coach, thank you so much. You have battle.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm going to tell everybody the team. You're spoken to everybody now.
I spoke to everybody. We like family now. I know everybody. I know the cousins. I know the uncles. I know everybody.
This will be, if anybody's missing it or watching it, this will be back on. This will be on. It's currently will be live on worldofstep.com. You can click on weekly interviews. It's going to be posted up there. This is our 34th interview. And our third with Miss Royal Vision, because she won't stop competing.
I keep coming back.
She's
what?
Like an award show, yes. Here. She won't show up for the award show, but she'll show up to compete.
I mean, on my little computer working, but you know.
That's how you know she deserves your vote. She's like, I'm not here for the awards. I'm here to compete. I thought it was so funny.
I'll talk about my children. Yes.
Oh, yes. Well, thank you so much, Monique. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great one.
You too. Bye, honey.
Bye.
Guys, thank you so much for following us. We were live with Royal Vision. If you are looking for a team that's going to represent, go hard. But it's also a reflection of where you see stepping is. Go to worldofstep.com. Look at the Royal Vision. Look at their routine. And I guarantee you that will be a vote that you will not regret. Thank you so much for following us and watching us on Backstage Live. And we'll see you tomorrow for our next one. Bye, guys.